I'm Bruce Campbell. I've been suckered into acting and directing this movie and producing the movie, so I'm hyphenating.
Well, I've known Bruce for a number of years. I actually met him on the set of Army of Darkness with Sam. I had a number of discussions and trying to talk Bruce into doing something with Dark Horse, usually centering around Evil Dead. So he had just done a film, The Man with the Screaming Brain, and told him about my independent company, and he said he might be interested in doing something there if he could direct and star.
It was seeing Bruce Campbell in Evil Dead 2 that led me to convince Mike Richardson to get involved with Sam Raimi, and they ended up producing my first film, which was Time Cop.
My buddy Mark Verheiden, who forced me back in the 80s to watch Evil Dead 2, which I am forever grateful to him for, I called Mark and said we had this opportunity to do a Bruce movie.
I really wanted to write a movie for Bruce that went to the strengths of what Bruce does, the comedic, the funny, the wise ass.
The germ of the idea came from a comic book he read.
The actual genesis of it, which is a little embarrassing, is I was reading a comic book. I like comic books. I've worked in comic books. From 1949 called The Adventures of Alan Ladd, which was done by DC Comics. Alan Ladd, for people who aren't old, was a big movie star back in the 40s. This comic book was very strange because it was about Alan Ladd, the actor, having adventures.
Getting kidnapped off a movie set and being forced to fight pirates because they thought because he was in pirate movies he might know. We both knew immediately it had to be Bruce. It only worked with Bruce.
He and Mike Richardson sort of brought this idea to me a couple years ago, and I thought, a chance to make fun of myself. It sounds great. If I were to give you the Hollywood pitch, it would be based on actual events, loosely based on pseudo events. This is a fictionalized story of small town, Gold Lick, Oregon. It's right there in Oregon. But it begins back in the 1870s. Some Chinese workers were digging in the gold mines, and it collapsed, and they were all killed. And they couldn't retrieve the bodies. It was just too much of a nightmare, and so they made it a grave, and the Chinese elders sort of put a hex. And in Chinese lore, the dead are protected by Guandi. He is a former bean curd seller. He's the patron who protects bean curd and dead people. Some Evil Dead fans, for lack of a better description, are out, you know those freaks. They stumble across this old scary mine, and the old scary is going to kill every relative of every perpetrator until they're all killed. And the kid who did this, Jeff, is a huge Bruce Campbell fan, so his first inclination is, let's get Bruce Campbell. Well, it turns out to be probably the worst idea ever. Oregon is the place where we wound up doing this because it's been a goal of mine to try and figure out how to make movies in America.
Oregon, filled with promise, hope, and cheap beef. A place where any farmer, whale hunter, or just plain old average Joe can have a little slice of Americana the way Mom and the good old US of A makes it. So shoot movies in Oregon. Oregon, it's as American as apple pie. Or soccer. Don't make Uncle Sam cry.
Brought to you by the Bureau of Safer Safety and Film Production.
This is an Oregon production. You get a problem with that, go back to Montana where you came from.
With pre-production underway, we did what happens before the shooting of any movie. Scouted locations. Rehearsed. And planned.
It's done in this way.
What you doing?
Making a map. What do you do?
Filming you making a map?
What a great life.
But most importantly, we prayed.
I hate Texcom.
We've tried to get as many cohorts as we could for the massive budget of $5 million. We can't afford to blow our nose. We have to step outside to change our mind. We got some old standbys, though. We got Danny Hicks, who was in Evil Dead 2, and Darkman, and about 4 other movies. He was in Maniac Cop with me. He beat me up in Maniac Cop. He's always beating me up. I won't let him beat me up in this movie.
I met Bruce in 1985. I auditioned for Evil Dead 2 back in Detroit, Michigan. And I auditioned for the role of Jake, the redneck farmer who, kind of funny after all these years, 20-some-odd years later, I'm back pretty much in the same costume.
Never trust anything he says. That's all you need to know as audience members. He's full of shit.
He kicked me. I was standing on the porch with a shotgun in my hand, and I hit him in the back of the head with the butt of the shotgun. And when I did, his foot comes up, and it hit right in the most vulnerable part that there is. And, oh, it was incredibly painful. And I jumped off the porch, Sam said cut, and I threw up all over the place.
He's a great storyteller. He's going to tell you all kinds of stuff, how I did this to him, I did that to him, how I screwed him over, how I stole this part from him. You know, it's the same old shit. It really is.
All those wonderful things I just said about Bruce Campbell, forget it. The guy's a prick.
Tim Quill has joined us for this. Tim Quill, he played the blacksmith in Army of Darkness. And Tim goes all the way back to the Super 8 movies we made in high school. So he's going to come out and play one of the regulars. He's going to be the gun store owner.
Just a whole slew of great people I've been working with. And you know what, I'm going to tell you what's been a good experience thus far. Did I mention Bruce Campbell? Anyways, I got involved in this picture actually through Bruce. Bruce had a part that he thought was right for me, and I jumped up. I thought it was a 2-day job, and now where are we? Day 18. But no, it seemed to fit well, and I think Bruce is going to be happy with everything but himself. Like, there he goes. Was that one of those fake chefs that just went by?
Ellen Sandweiss will be in it. She played my sister in The Evil Dead. Now she's playing my ex-wife.
Well, Bruce and I go way back. I went to high school with Bruce, and I was in plays with him, and I was in all his little Super 8 movies. And then I was in The Evil Dead, and oddly enough, I played Cheryl in that. And I play Cheryl in this.
A few other luminaries like that, of course, the great Ted Raimi, who I put in all of my movies so that my performances look better.
I don't know if it's a necessarily a repeating pattern, but it is interesting to do it on this picture. Bruce called me and said you're playing 3 parts, and so that was that. This is our 11th movie together, Bruce and I, maybe 10th. I think I've made little appearances here and there. In some movies we didn't even have any lines with one another, but so I think it's about 11. It's a lot now, and it's just another one on the long progression of pictures we've done together, so it's good.
It's a beautiful night, Southern Oregon, making a movie with Bruce Campbell. Life is good.
We first met Bruce Campbell about 20 years ago. We hosted a morning television show in Oklahoma City. I did the news, and Butch did the weather, and we were at NBC at the time, and Bruce Campbell came through promoting Evil Dead 2. And we just hit it off. We became fast friends, and he can't shake us.
Oh, yeah, no, he can't shake us.
I knew I knowed you when I seen you came in, so I flung up my arm to wave at you, but you don't know who I are yet, have you?
How's my tooth? My name's Mike Campbell. I'm playing a fake Shemp villager who dies a horrible death.
Okay, wait for blam.
I get shot by the protagonist as he's blindly shooting over his shoulder.
Action! Bam!
So you get killed by your own brother?
Yes. Fortunately, no one will recognize me.
Hey guys, listen up. That's a picture up on Mike. He is going home. Good job, Mike. Woohoo!
Good job, Dan. Good job. It's the glamour, buddy. It's the glamour. Wait around for a 2-second shot.
It was fun to see Dad take a bullet. I played an extra and guy who got shot in the arm.
And bam!
How do you feel?
A little poison oaked. Colin, it was
That's
good.
a picture wrap on Cohen.
Nice. I'm 3rd generation Campbell to get nuked on film.
My name is Vincent Angelini, and I'm here in town to help Bruce make a movie called My Name is Bruce. Bruce and I worked on a locally produced soap opera. I believe the first and only in the country locally produced in the city of Detroit. It was called Generations. It was way back in the olden days, back in 1983. And he played a leading man, and I played a hitman, and we stayed friends.
The first time we do something here, we have to fall back on the people that we can rely on.
My name's Kurt Roth. I'm the director of photography on My Name is Bruce. I've known Bruce for, God, it's got to be going on 25, 26 years now. Got my start through Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi coming to my high school in the late 70s to teach Super 8 filmmaking workshops.
Come to Medford, make movies in Medford Wood.
My name is Melanie, and I do the special makeup effects. We've worked on Man with a Screaming Brain. Got to do that with him in Bulgaria, which that was a lot of fun. I worked on Alien Apocalypse. Baba Hotep. We also were in New Zealand working on Xena and Herc. When he had this movie going, he called me and asked me to put together a bid, and then I did, and he said that's too much, and so I put together another one. He said that's still too much. Put together another one. He said that's still too much, and I said, oh, okay, I'll do it for free. And that's how I got involved in the project.
My name is Craig Kiff Sanborn. I'm the associate producer / location manager / graphic artist / all-around acquired taste. My history with Bruce. I met Bruce for the first time in '94 at a science fiction convention. He was speaking there, and I was a fan of the fact that he had made a movie, not so much the movie that he had made. And met him, and then when I moved out to LA, we hooked up on a movie. And after that, I became his assistant for about 3 years until we both realized I wasn't very good at it.
I have many jobs on this movie, but my main job is the behind-the-scenes director and one of the shooters, along with my friend Mark Elliott. We're doing all the behind-the-scenes for the movie. I also have a role in the movie. The director that Bruce is working with on Cave Alien 2. He's more worried about his beard looking good and his clothes looking good than the actual movie itself. So, as far as a filmmaker, he's just a hack director.
What did I do?
You're a DP?
I was a DP on the behind-the-scenes documentary. I got involved in the project because I worked at this lighting store. Kurt Rolfe, the DP, came in, saw me. I knew him for quite a few years from living in Detroit. Told me Mike Callio was directing the behind-the-scenes documentary, and I forced my way in through guilt and blackmail and buying Mike beer.
Because we're filming in Oregon, we also want to use as many Oregon actors as possible. So they have Shakespeare here that goes on forever in Ashland. I've never run into busier actors in my life. We want to book these people and give them real jobs in a movie. And they're like, I can't, I'm doing 12th Night on Wednesday and I'm understudying Othello on Thursday. These people are more booked than Jerry Lee Lewis.
Well, Bruce called me up and wanted me to do this, and I initially didn't really like the script or didn't really want to work on it, but he just kept asking me, and after a few weeks of him following me around, I mean, it got kind of embarrassing, actually. I mean, I just kept telling him no, but he doesn't listen. But anyway, I was just kind of sad after a while, so I just said that I would work on this.
I was in a show called Guys and Dolls with my high school, and I was recommended to Bruce Campbell, and his casting director, Tia, gave me a call and said I should come in and audition, so I did, and my audition went really well, and I just got lucky with this freaking awesome role,
How do you feel?
Oh, it's so awesome. I've never had the chance to do anything like this before, I've never really done film before, and plus the main thing, I'm getting paid for acting.
So
No, I mean, money for acting.
That's something
No, I'm getting paid for acting.
My name is Jamie Peck. I'm an actor and a mask maker. I'm playing Guan Di, and I made the masks for Guan Di. I invited him over to my studio so he could see my work, see the mask work that I've done. And he looked at the stuff and we chatted. He told me about the project and offered me the part. I asked him if he really wanted me to make the mask and perform it, which was the most exciting for me. And he said, yeah. So that was completely exciting to me.
My agent called me and she told me to come down for an interview and do a monologue and show myself to Bruce and see if he liked me. I practiced this monologue and everything. I went down there, waited in line forever, and it turns out he wanted me to just read something of his own. And then they did a callback for me. I came back and I was really sick and I thought that it didn't go very well. And a few weeks passed and they called me right at the last minute. They're like, hey, come down to Landmine. We want you to be this stand-in. And I came in, they're like, actually, we want you to be the stripper. So that's how I got my part, which was a lot better than what I was gonna get.
We've cast a lot of local people too that you'll appreciate their talent, but not necessarily their name.
I started at Landmine in 1996, 10 years ago.
I went to Los Angeles right after high school, got involved in the film industry. I got into art direction and prop mastery, and I really chose to stay in the independent circle. I came here to Oregon, and I immediately started trying to find a facility to create a production facility out of. Bruce came in and just went, oh wow, this is amazing. Okay, third floor, we're doing Cave Alien set. Okay, over here in the wood shop, let's convert this into, the city hall, and da-da-da-da-da. And his vision just married to this place. And I've been waiting forever to have a filmmaker come in and share the same vision that I've seen forever here, which is just seeing the amazing amount of resources on hand and the ability to make film here.
Easy peasy. Well, the challenges are where to shoot. Do you take over a city and shut it down? But if you have $1.5 million, you're not doing anything. You're not making anybody change. And the town where we're nearest, Jacksonville, Oregon, is a beautiful little old mining town. It's kind of perfect for this movie, but it's during what they call the Brit Festival, where they bring in lots of music acts, Chicago and Linda Ronstadt, and Kenny G, I'm sure, is playing there. And we can't go near that city while that festival's on, and that's exactly when we're shooting. So I decided to build the town on my property to make a backlot.
So Bruce had the grand idea of building a backlot on his property, and we'll shoot most of the interiors on a stage in one of the small towns near here. And it's been working out great. When I first drove up the first day I got here and I saw part of the town being, constructed, it was like, wow, this is really damn cool, man. It was kind of exciting to be able to have control, and not worry about sound, put lights anywhere we want,
I think the Gold Lick location's better. It captures that funky frontier feel. I grew up in Oregon, so these towns are towns I absolutely know. Now, not necessarily as rustic or frontier, but certainly you go out to a town 30 years ago like Banks or Boring or one of these towns, that is Gold Lick. And, a Dairy Queen, one gas station, a church, and maybe a motel and 10 bars. That would be Gold Lick.
So we're going to shoot Gold Lick on my property, the town itself, the graveyard sequences, all the road driving sequences. Anytime you see a car on a road, it's my property. Because as a filmmaker, I don't want to have the hassles of dealing with the county, the state, the feds, the cops, anybody. I just want to make a movie.
Okay, Joel, you set with the truck? We lost Joel.
And it's very controlled, because when you make a movie in a town and you say, hey, can you turn that boombox off? They can always go, yeah, I guess not. Or can you move that car? I don't think so. Or, hey, can we shoot outside your store? Get the hell out of here. So this is a way to guarantee cooperation.
Building a Gold Lick on Bruce's property saved us, probably a dozen locations. So as location manager, it was pretty easy. In fact, I kept forgetting that I was. So when it came time to order things like dumpsters and bathrooms,
Bruce's backlot concept is a brilliant idea. He has 1,009 acres. Using them for a film is a great idea. There's nothing but one giant studio there that was waiting to happen, and he made it happen.
It's just really a great idea that Bruce can be making his own film on his own land with his friends. It's really a good feeling.
I think we might be back out here in the near future. Something tells me that.
The challenges there are, where the hell do you get this much wood? It's all wood. And if, in order to build a backlot, you can't build 2 buildings and have a car park. It's a deal. It's a big deal. The buildings have to be full scale, and they have to not blow down and kill people. It was a matter of figuring out, how much is this going to cost? How do you contain those costs? Where do you get this stuff? And can you have it ready in time? And so even during this interview here, I can hear the nail guns in the distance. I can hear carpenters sweating. That's how badly they're sweating. You can hear it. We found the wood from a rancher named Lyle. Great old crusty guy who's been around for 70 some odd years, and he has just an amazing amount of stuff on his property since the 1852. His deed is from 1852 on his property, one of the first ranches in southern Oregon, because that's the year they discovered gold. He's the guy that provided a tremendous resource. He's one of these guys who had every vehicle he's ever owned still on his property. We were pulling trucks off of there that were from the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, so it was an absolute gold mine, and that's the type of thing you need when you make a low-budget movie. You have to, for a reasonable amount of money, you have to find a lot of stuff.
Our days of pre-production soon came to an end, and with everything falling into place, the production, led by Bruce, began. What lies ahead we shall experience together. Like a mongoose chasing butterflies, it could challenge our sanity, our souls, our spirits.
We're making a movie. Day.
What day what? Oh, day one.
Day one.
Day one. It's just another damn day of shooting, Mikey.
Roll sound, we are rolling. Camera set. And action.
He's gone! Well, first up, we're at the wonderful Elks Lodge of Medford, doubling it for Gold Lick City Hall.
It's an old-ass building. Elks was formed originally by actors looking for a drinking club.
It's a wonderful facility built in 1912.
I'm going to join the Elks because I need a place to drink so my wife doesn't yell at me. Yeah, baby. Bring that camera in here. Come on. Let me show you the reason why we're shooting here. That's why we're shooting here.
Nice rack on both walls.
That's right. Nice rack on this wall. Nice rack on that wall.
Wow! You gotta excuse me because I've got to go down in the basement right now.
So how do you feel after your first half day?
You're always a little screwed after your first half day. He feels okay.
Ow! We had a wonderful manual dimmer board. It was lovely. It took about 8 men to do the work of one dimmer board, but it worked. It worked great.
And we saved $1.
At least $1.
$1.
17 and a half days left.
Guys, thank you very much. Thank you. We are wrapped. We're going home. We are wrapped. We're going home. We are wrapped. Thank you so much.
AC house lights. Easy, thank you.
How's your first day, Bruce?
Follow me.
Hey!
Big dance shoes on?
Oh boy, do I. You know, my father died dancing.
Oh, he did?
At the end of a rope.
So the dance sequence was really fun. It went basically like this. I said, so Bruce, what's the choreography? What can I learn? And he said, I don't have a choreographer. I don't know. What are you going to do?
Typical.
And I said, okay, well, let's do this funny little move. And he said, let's do this little funny move. And we just worked off of each other and just came up with a goofy little sequence.
I'm sorry. Should I say whatever?
And it was really fun.
And we're out. And we'll go right out. Good. Basically, that's it.
It was fun crashing into people, such as Talia.
At speed rehearsal with second team. Here we go.
So guys, without knocking into anything, here we go, and action. Coming in, whoa, smash.
Mark it. Hey, Mark. Action!
You all right, honey?
I didn't see right there. I'd stop right there. Okay, good. Moving on.
The thing I love about movies is that you don't rehearse, which is strange to me as a theater actor, because you do so much rehearsal, and then you're up for a limited amount of time. But in a film, you go over it once, maybe, and then Bruce says, okay, it's good enough, we don't want to over-rehearse. I'm like, over-rehearse? 2 times. But it was fun.
Woo! There's a cold wind blowing in Goat Lick tonight.
Okay. How you feeling?
Pretty good, I guess.
What day is this?
This is day 4.
Shooting Gold Lick sign. Welcome to Gold Lick.
Hey,
It's the first
Spike.
stuff we're shooting here on the back.
Just to let you know, Ted Raimi's going to be
Very
in
exciting
there.
moment. We're all thrilled. There were lots
Okay.
of tears this morning. It was huge. Shooting a close-up of a population sign, man, it just doesn't get any better than that. The action, the carnage, it was unreal what we just shot. It blew me away. It's like Pearl Harbor has nothing on this movie. As far as scope and size, Michael Bay, he's a pussy compared to what we're trying to do, really. He's a coward. So that's what today is. It's making Pearl Harbor look like a handheld Super 8 movie.
Zeppo of the Mario Brothers. He's the loser Mario brother that...
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, sweats like Ted Raimi as Zeppo, cousin of Luigi and Mario. The Mario Brothers. He was just too lame to be hired for video games, so now he's just painting signs up in gold. Nick.
And action, Ted.
Hey, Luigi, paint the sign, eh? I tell you something, you painted the damn sign. But I do.
I certainly play multiple characters in other pictures, but I hadn't done it in many of Bruce's movies, so it was fun. I play Wing, who's about a 78-year-old Asian man. This guy Mills, who is kind of a sleazy Hollywood agent, and this Italian sign painter.
How's that?
I'll go Captain.
Perfect, Dad.
This is a broken bolt cutter. We broke the bolt cutter because we were trying to break a bolt because the construction guys went away with the key, and we have to keep working because they weren't done on the set. But they have to work on other sets, so they left this set. Why, I don't really know. So the lock is not broken, but the bolt cutter is. So we're doing great. First day in Goldberg. Oh wait, no, there's more. Sorry, I forgot. We're on our third car for the hero. See this piece of shit over there? That doesn't run either. That's the second one that didn't run. Now we're waiting for a third car.
Basically, so far, everything that requires fuel on this film has been fucked. The script called for several picture vehicles. One of them, we were supposed to have it tomorrow, was going to be Bruce's car in the movie. Chevy Impossible. It doesn't go in reverse, but that's the end of the story. I drive it out there, get it fixed, fuel it up, drive it all the way out here, park it on set, feeling good about it. All right, it made it. Picture car number one. It's the car that Jeff drives. He peels out of the cemetery. The only car that actually has to be filmed going in reverse, and by the time we get it up here, it just decides not to go in reverse. So now, we can't use it. But at 6 o'clock before the night before we have to actually shoot it, one of the carpenters says that he has an old Dodge Dart, or the Dodge not gonna start. He worked all night to help finish Gold Lake, but he still had it there by call time the next morning. Anyway, Bruce looks at it and says, that'll do fine. We get in there, we start going, and it stalls. It stalls. Bruce comes out and he's barking at me. Hey, it's the 2 picture cars! 2 picture cars! Nothing. So we jump started. Great, got it fixed. Go, roll. Woo! All right, start it again. So we swapped out the battery. Then we had a mechanic coming because by then our generator had already crapped out. He took a look at the generator for a couple hours, which is fine at $125 an hour. So I had him go look at the car. And he comes around and says, it's fine. So now we're still waiting for it to run. But considering he already fixed the Jenny, which is broken again, don't have much faith in that car. So there's gonna be a lot of walking in this movie. But tomorrow, we're shooting down at Bruce's trailer with a car that is the only car that actually has to break down. It doesn't have to run tomorrow, and I'm very excited about that because we actually just get to push it, which is what we have to do with most of the picture cars I found anyway. It's a movie, it's absurd.
Kiff was the first to begin to crack. His erratic behavior started to make the cast and crew nervous. These were the beginning ramblings of someone on the brink. He began ranting about a curse. The curse of Gold Lick. Fear squeezed its fingers around our throats.
And action.
Hello. I'm very excited about playing Cheryl in the movie for a number of reasons. First of all, I get to wear this really pretty negligee. Oh, wow, Jesus Christ. Second of all, I don't die, and it's one of the first films that I've been in that I don't die in. I get to be in Bruce's bed with Ted Raimi. Hello? So it doesn't get much better than that.
What was it like working with Ellen again?
Good. She's always been very difficult, and today was no different.
He treats me like shit.
She screams a lot. She's very temperamental.
Hello, do you know who I am?
She's just plain rude, really.
He's such an asshole.
I can cut around it, basically. But I needed that for the performance. I needed someone who was very disagreeable. So even though we never have gotten along ever, it's perfect for the movie, and the movie is really what matters. Not my friendship with her, which never was.
Who does she think she is?
All right, so it's day 5. About 5 o'clock at night, our generator shuts down for the second time today. We've been down for, 45 minutes? No rolling, Finally, we start rolling. We go into the office, we unplug everything. We're running off of full horsepower. People lying out in hammocks, waiting for some miracle.
They're pissed for waiting around, you know, they're angry. Extras really are just angry villagers who are not allowed to hurt anybody.
We start rolling, and they start the generator, get it fixed, and they say, "Turn off the generator! We're rolling!" Oh, the irony.
What's going on with the film, Kurt?
Well, we're experiencing our first electrical problem. Our generator went down. And it freaking sucks! Right now we're moving from an 18,000 watt light to a 1200 watt light, which is almost 17,000 watts of light less, so I've got to adjust the lighting to compensate for that. Kind of sucks, but you do what you got to do. Wonderful world of low-budget filmmaking.
Yeah, he's going after Guandi. I thought you knew.
Bruce, you okay?
So,
hey,
yeah,
Bruce?
perfectly fine. Just a little dust, that's all.
Well, I'm glad that's over.
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong? I feel like a coal miner.
What's next?
Light permitting, a tighter 50-50.
Got it. Clean him up.
And a new shirt
He's
for
gotta
me.
be clean. Wardrobe, clean him up. He's got to be clean.
And makeup, too.
Guys, 20
Movies are
seconds,
cool.
Bruce barely avoided killing himself the first week, but there were still weeks left to go.
End of week 1 went very, very great. Yeah, we're where we want to be, technically. And we'll pick it up next week, on Monday.
Week 1, Bruce, how'd it go?
Week 1 went okay. Went okay, we lived. Got some good stuff. A few tears, but, you know, to be expected. And I'm eating peppered turkey jerky. What?
Do you know what the camera
else do you
truck is
want?
up?
Hey, Junior, what day is this?
8. Oh, it is day 8? Wow, only 10 more days to go.
Yeah.
What are you shooting right now?
We are shooting an establishing shot of... There's Bert. Looks like he's born.
She'll hug in.
Oh yeah, the establishing shot of the tavern when the it's a really complicated scene. I can't talk about it right now.
So it's all about massive timing.
I know that part.
Yeah.
Action, Bruce. Action, Bruce.
So long, suckers. You can take this down and shove it up your ass. You won't have me to kick your ass. Hey!
It's cool. I've never worked with these big honking balloon lights before, and they are definitely the way to go. All aspiring cinematographers and movie makers. They're expensive, but man, they're worth their weight in gold. They're full of helium, and they have either tungsten or HMI bulbs in them. Just give you a nice big soft wash of light way up in the sky. Usually the wire just disappears. You can't see it on camera. They're just wonderful things.
Did you leave him out there? Well, it depends on what the definition of out is. And, you know, lady, you never said this monster was real. Your shoelaces sometime.
Good, guys. Okay. Good job all around, everybody. Very good. Very good. Joel, that's fine. We'll move on to the next piece.
Hello, we're the McCain brothers. It's day 9.
Guandi is his name.
All right, let's try that. I'll sing the chorus and you'll do the Guan Yu, Guan Me part.
Oh,
you want to do that?
I'd love to.
Are we ready?
We're ready.
This is the chorus to the legend of Guandi.
Guan Yu, Guan Me, Guandi. Guandi is his name.
Were you just looking freaked out?
Guandi. Early tests on the feared Guandi of getting his eyes balanced because they could rheostat up or down, so it's getting a little bit of that. Figuring out what lighting looks best and the colorations of his mask because we have to make it a little more burgundy.
To be able to create the mask from my designs, sculpt it, figure out the technical aspects of getting the eyes to light and the rigging, and then actually bringing it to life, working with the weapon to get it to be a believable presence. The challenge is to bring these, what are really quite theatrical masks, to life on film. I'd never done that before, and I'm very curious to see how that works, because I know I've worked a lot in bringing masks to life in the theater and in front of a live audience, and I know how to play off of a live audience. But to play off a camera was a really wonderful challenge. Mostly I'm just trying to keep calm, been thinking of that Napoleon quote, "I'm in a hurry, dress me slowly."
They call me Junior. Dolly grip. Ah, it's a car! My mission now is to put together the Guandi glide.
What's that?
Well, I don't want to spoil anything for you kiddies, but you've probably already seen the movie. It's the machine that makes Guandi glide supernaturally. And I have to put the bitch together.
The cast and crew's grip on reality slowly began to slip. Certain cast members showed an unusual form of hysteria.
It's his fault.
And Bruce began to think he was invisible.
I'm not here right now.
So how's the scene been so far?
Pretty good. We're shooting him up. Shooting him up.
What's this scene about?
This is the scene when we're going after
He gives us the hoorah
Guandi.
speech.
Yeah, he gets us psyched up. We go after Guandi. It all goes downhill after that. Of course, because Bruce is leading us.
He's trying his best to motivate the troops. That's what's going on.
Is it working?
I think so.
Yeah, we believe.
We believe.
We believe.
Absolutely.
How does it feel to get into some real carnage now? Finally, some Guandi stuff.
Well, we haven't shot him yet, so I keep a poker face about the whole thing. All we really have are people running. I haven't even seen the big guy yet. Well, we'll be lucky to get him tonight at the rate that we're going.
What's happening right now? Is it just the crowds?
It's townies, as they're affectionately called, running like hell away from Guandi, so there's lightning behind them. That's Guandi he has lightning wherever he goes. And there's just general mayhem of running away. I'm waiting for the next twisted ankle.
Bruce still insists that we're going to use the Guandi glide.
Excuse me.
Some 60 minutes after we brought it down. There it sits.
I think this is the first carnage that we've shot, technically. There's going to be a split head, blood, lightning, death, agony, a beautiful life wasted.
All the gags are kind of fun. The split head, the decapitations are all good. And the Guandi character is fun, and that's been a big collaboration between 3 different departments. That's been a lot of fun bringing that all together. In our department, we created the hands and the cowl to give him this weird textured skin, a little bit more gruesome, monstery hint of that going on. And then Jamie, the performer in the suit, created the mask. The wardrobe created the wardrobe that he's wearing. So between the 3 departments, it's come together, I think, pretty well.
Give me back of my vinegar!
My favorite one probably is the wing character. It's a 3-hour process, 6-piece prosthetic makeup, and it's on Ted Raimi, one of my favorite people to work with. That's, I think, my favorite thing and the most fun thing. I love working with Ted. He's very fun to work with. He does a great job in the character, and he keeps it fun. So that's probably been my favorite thing.
The funny thing is, that you make a horror flick, and it's all about carnage and mayhem. But the problem is that it's a pain in the ass to shoot it. It takes time. So everyone wants more gore and carnage, but that's the shit that slows you down. So as far as I'm concerned, I'd rather do a horror movie with absolutely no carnage whatsoever, which is weird.
That's not on.
Day 11, my name is Bruce. Rain, 30% chance of it, 20% chance of completing our day. Trucks are stuck. Crew is missing. Sasquatch sightings all over the place. And there are bees.
Ah, crap.
What?
Bees.
Ass loads of bees.
He's got the whole killer bee growing farm going.
Today is, we go to the graveyard for the first day. So those are always weird situations where everyone's falling all over themselves, going, where do I park? Where are my camels? Move that goddamn generator! Shit like that.
We're all tired. I'm tired. Day 11. My name is Bruce.
Worried about Kif's sanity, Bruce washed and I dried. We had no idea Kif's rantings about the curse would put the fear into the group, or how many problems we'd continue to have.
That's when the poison oak became a problem. Was I mumbling? It's day 11.5. The rain stopped. The bees continued.
I almost got attacked by bees during dinner.
We're getting dinner tonight.
That was pretty exciting.
I took the stinger for him. It was heading straight for his $1 million chin. I grabbed it in the air.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Kelly was eating her food and a bee landed on her plate and she got it, stabbed it right with a fork, and she had the most evil laugh. She was like, ha ha ha.
Nice.
I hate bees. I hate bees. I hate bees.
One of our production assistants, masquerading as a bag of meat, got the van stuck on the side of the road that had to be towed out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened exactly, but I just went up there and his van was hanging off the side of the road. And we had to bring up a wrecker.
We don't do guardrails here, you know, which I should. I really should guardrail the whole frickin' driveway.
And it sucked. Tow truck coming down?
Well, apparently the tow truck's coming down because someone got the helium truck stuck in a ditch. And the tow truck went to help it, and then the tow truck pretty much got stuck. He got himself out, but he had some issues with that.
Yeah, the tow truck that came to get the truck out that I stuck is now stuck. Potentially, it looks like he's working his way out.
Our first assistant cameraman had a toothache and had to leave set for, 2 hours?
General tomfoolery.
It's now about 11:30. I'm not sure we've actually rolled anything yet. One of the helium balloon lights showed up without a working light. The curse of Gold Lick just continues.
Nothing like picking bugs and plants off you all day long.
Yeah, right.
Got it. This was drained. I'm sorry, go again?
It's actually moving the...
Contact. Okay, try it now.
Day 13.
Is there a rule here somewhere?
Would you like glasses?
I'm gonna wear those. If this makes it to the internet, somebody's dead. My name's Bill Boggs. I'm a special effects coordinator for My Name is Bruce, and I also wear 2 hats on the show. I do stunt safety, stunt play, and stunt coordination as well, in a minor key, but all in all, just try to help with the physical animation of anything or atmospheric the show needs.
It'll go. Guys, block it, here we go. Action!
Mom, I can't! Mom, it's Bruce Campbell!
Cut! Eyes off, please. That's a cut! That's a cut, eyes off.
Perfect.
Oh, my goodness.
Dummies are comedy gold. This is what we do in the business called throwing dummies.
Shit!
Good. Pretty good dummy, too.
Pretty good?
That's good, dummy.
Damn dummy. Damn good dummy.
So that was a pretty good dummy?
That's good, dummy.
Yes, I am.
You like that dummy?
I like that dummy. Stop making me talk about the dummy.
We're gonna shoot the scenes, and then we're gonna bloody me up and shoot me dead after I get killed.
Hey, he's got to go run, get out of there. You look at him, you say, freak. Then the lightning happens. So you got to pay attention. I don't want to hear your excuse. Let's go. Here we go.
It was a little overwhelming at first, but after we got settled here, I think we're gonna rock and roll all night long, so it'll be good.
You've got to just think of one question right now. What would Bruce Campbell do?
Bruce. Faster.
Faster?
Uh-huh. We're using zoom lenses, no dollies, no Steadicams, no prime lenses, no lens changes, because it takes 15 minutes after every time we change the lens with HD delay. Every time you change a lens size, you lose 15 minutes. Every time you switch a lens. With a film camera, that doesn't happen. HD is beautiful, but it's like shooting with a computer. And sometimes it goes, no, I don't like that. So I'm working around it. We're shooting Barnaby Jones style.
Day 12. Day 12, it's actually day 13.
That looked a lot better.
What is today? Is it day 12?
It fell apart at the end again. But
I spent an hour under a truck in the dark, in the dirt, trying to fix a flat because we got another truck stuck today. And then when it got stuck, it got a flat tire. And then the guy who did it just went home. So I got to do it. Oh, and then I got to inhale the toxic stuff that was supposed to fix the tire. That was fun. I ended up fixing it with a pebble and some spackle.
So, we are slowly wrapping out of Gold Lick. It's been a long night. It's now day. And we are done with Gold Lick, hopefully forever. Because I think everyone's sick of dust, catering tent bees, and hills, and roads, and dust, and dust, and bees. And did I mention the bees and the dust? We're still shooting. So we finally wrapped out of Gold Lick?
Yeah, wrapped out of Gold Lick. Wrapped like, 1 minute ago.
Get off my land!
Last night shoot, last Gold Lick, last invasion of my property. And all I get is this shitty town. A town that I can't take down, that I'm not supposed to have here. I'm talking nonsense. I've been up all night. Nothing means anything. Get off my land.
Day 15.
Funny thing was, when all the equipment got back to the stage, everyone thought, oh, great, we're away from that. No dust, no poison oak. And then the guys who were coiling all the cable didn't realize it was all over the cables. So there were guys still getting the poison oak curse. And I've heard stories last night. We went out and the crew members were telling me they took their clothes home and their wife went to wash their clothes and she got poison oak. And then, the cat got poison oak and the kid got poison oak. And now they're all in quarantine and half of them are dead. It just gets worse and worse and worse. Fuck them.
We're stuck in the middle. We're behind the scenes and yet stuck in the middle of making the movie. Bruce has completely lost his grasp now and has gone into a full-blown psychosis. We don't know what movie we're making anymore. Suddenly, Bruce has decided he wants to make a science fiction movie. I don't know where I am.
We're surrounded. And then we all started shooting. We made a guy look like a Bulgarian guy. Well, we took a wig and we made it into a beard.
Day 17.
Ever see Rawhide?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
Well, then you got to keep them doggies rolling. Freak.
I'm playing a wheelchair-bound Vietnam veteran who's a fan, a vinegary fan. He's not very gracious.
Oh, it depends on this whole shot. We'll probably see most of it. We'll see this.
Is that the train? It's cool.
It is a train. I'm gonna catch me a train. Come on, come on. That's my view being carried out of here. Sons of bitches cut my view down. I could have caught it, it was moving too slow.
I jumped up. I thought it was a 2-day job, and now where are we? Day 18.
What will happen is you'll be driving, we'll have a certain background plate for that. Scoop there. And then, so we're getting, and then so at the same time, we're getting a 2-shot, and then Logan, we're getting a close-up of you. And then we'll come around and get a separate close-up of you. If you just do this, that looks completely bogus.
Lesson number 14 on being a grip. The ability to move a car during a poor man's process spot.
Preference on that
It's a 12-foot 2x4 floor jack underneath the car. I move it up and down. Grip 101.
And set. Here we go, guys, and action!
Here, have a swig, man. Nah, it's okay, thanks. Come on, it's just beer, you pussy, have a drink.
Angels, I don't know how to do.
How do you feel about what's happening right now, Bruce?
Really good. Devils I can do. I'm just going to be a little fey. It's the only way I can figure out how to play it.
A lot of batting the eyelashes.
Well, there might be some batting of eyelashes, but maybe this angel's got a little devil in him. Huh? 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 Get out of here, you freaks!
Oh! Oh!
All right.
Okay, sounds good. Tight drawing, good.
Looks good.
Feels good.
Jackson has something to say.
Oh, yeah?
On behalf of the campers of Camp Gold Lick, we'd like to present you with a tombstone that we all signed, covered in sweat
Very
and
nice.
poison
and
oak.
poison
oils.
oak.
Yes.
Excellent.
There you go.
Great. Thank you very much. Very much. Well, it's the end of 18 long, difficult days, and I sure appreciate everybody's hard work. People came from all over. Movies are made by strange people from strange lands. I think while every shoot has its ups and downs and bumps and bruises, I think we did really well. I want to appreciate everyone who did work hard, which is all of you, from the bottom of my little evil heart. Thank you very much, too. You should applaud all of yourselves very much. Thank you.
Hey guys, we are wrapped. Thank you very much. We are wrapped. Good job, everyone.
It's always great to make movies with friends, so I hope that this is going to be the beginning of something new.
This has been the easiest project in terms of working with Bruce, of course, and Mike Richardson that I've ever worked on.
What's kind of cool about this project is myself, Mike, Mark, and Kurt, and a bunch of other people have known Bruce for at least like 10 years. And we all some of us even came out of retirement to come out here and just make fun of him for 3 weeks.
After 18 days of shooting, how do you feel?
I feel okay after the big push. I feel like my property was invaded by Woodstock in a way. I walk around, everything's compacted. There's 97 new trails. There's sort of Bangladesh between this facade here outside my office and my office. It's like what you find underneath bleachers at football games, you know, just things you don't want to know are back there. They have to be cleaned up. The road is mostly washboarded, destroyed. There's patch out marks. There's leaking. The van went off at one point and no one was injured. Lots of poison oak. Lots of bitching about poison oak, to the point where we have one more pickup day of shooting and they won't come back to the property. So we're going to shoot our last woods at a local Medford, Oregon park right next to the 5 freeway. How perfect is that?
Action!
The last shots were filmed. The movie comes to a close, and as we say our fond farewells, we are reminded of the hell on earth that was placed before us, how our own fears had to look at themselves and act not scared.
Pull a plug on.
Yeah.
And we have looked into our hearts. Our hearts of darkness.
I swallowed a bug. Fucking never make a movie on your property.
What was that? We didn't hear you.
Yeah, never make a movie on your property.